Carlos Alcaraz debuts a new routine in Australia that reminds everyone of a famous Rafael Nadal habit on the court. Carlos Alcaraz is already in Australia preparing for his participation in the first Grand Slam of the year, a crucial tournament in his career as it is the only major he has yet to conquer. However, what has caught the attention in the days leading up to the start of the Open is not just his tennis, but a detail that directly references one of Rafael Nadal's most iconic customs: meticulously arranging his water bottles on the bench. During an exhibition match against Alex de Minaur, Alcaraz was captured meticulously aligning 3 water bottles on his bench, ensuring that the tournament logos were perfectly oriented to the front. This gesture, which inevitably recalls Nadal's famous bottle routine, has sparked multiple speculations among fans. Is it a new superstition for the young Spaniard? A tribute to the Mallorcan star, or simply a coincidence? The truth is that Alcaraz had not been seen performing this type of ritual until now, adding an interesting layer to the generational transition in Spanish tennis. Rafael Nadal, who officially retired in November after the Davis Cup finals, left a huge void in the circuit, and Carlos Alcaraz has naturally stepped into the role of his successor, not only because of his successes but also due to his dedication and focus on the court. The relationship between Alcaraz and Nadal has always been marked by comparisons. At just 21 years old, the Mercian has already won 4 Grand Slam titles and holds the 3rd spot in the ATP rankings. Nadal's behavior on the court was known for its meticulous routines, from adjusting his shorts to aligning his bottles with precision. While these habits were criticized by some, they were also part of his strategy to maintain focus and emotional control during key moments. The path at the Australian Open. The 2025 Australian Open represents a major challenge for Alcaraz. After the main draw was revealed, it became clear that his path to the title will not be easy. His debut match will be against Kazakh player Alexander Shevchenko, ranked 72nd in the world, a rival who should not pose too much difficulty. However, the potential matches to follow will increase in intensity. In the early rounds, he could face Japanese player Yoshihito Nishioka and Australian Jordan Thompson. Later, in the round of 16, names like Bulgarian Grigor Dimitrov or Briton Jack Draper await. The real challenge begins in the quarterfinals, where he may face Novak Djokovic, winner of 24 Grand Slam titles and one of the biggest threats in Melbourne. If he overcomes that stage, Alexander Zverev could be his opponent in the semi-finals. The tournament boasts a star-studded field, featuring 3 standout names: Jannik Sinner, the current world number 1 and defending champion, Novak Djokovic, a 10-time Australian Open champion, and Carlos Alcaraz, the contender looking to complete his career Grand Slam. While Sinner is in the opposite half of the draw, avoiding an early clash with Alcaraz or Djokovic, the Serbian and the Spaniard could meet in an anticipated quarterfinal showdown. This draw places Alcaraz in a challenging position but also gives him the opportunity to prove he is ready to lead this new era in tennis. Carlos Alcaraz makes waves with his new look. The Mercian tennis player debuted a new haircut at the Australian Open and caused a stir on social media. Carlos Alcaraz has once again made waves this new season, and not just for his tennis skills. The player debuted at the Australian Open Grand Slam with a haircut that went viral in just a few hours. Not only in Spain, but even international media have picked up on the image of the tennis star showing off his new hairstyle, which he got at his usual barbershop in Murcia. The tennis player shared images of his new look on social media, which he got for the Australian Open, starting on January 12 in Melbourne. Despite traveling the world, Carlos Alcaraz has a tradition: getting his hair cut by his trusted stylist since 2023. Located in El Palmar, Murcia, the barbershop is where the player regularly updates his look. In an interview with El Español, Victor, Carlos Alcaraz's barber, confessed that the player began visiting his shop after his brother and best friend started going there. People often stop by here to ask if he's in town because they know one of the first things he does when he comes back is get a haircut. When he visits the barbershop, he greets customers, asks how they're doing, and chats with everyone. He's just one of the guys, the barber shared, adding that he charges €13 for a haircut. Ferrero discusses Alcaraz's improvements. Carlos Alcaraz's coach reveals the key aspect they've improved on this season. The 2025 season is underway for Carlos Alcaraz. The El Palmar native, who won last year's Roland Garros and Wimbledon titles, returns with new challenges this upcoming season, with all eyes on the Australian Open. However, it hasn't started on the right foot. Alcaraz has accumulated 3 consecutive defeats in his warm-up matches for the Australian Open. The latest was this Wednesday, against Alex de Minaur, 7-5, 4-6, 10-5. During the break in the exhibition match, Alcaraz's coach, Juan Carlos Ferrero, offered some insight into the aspects they've been working on intensely during the preseason. Ferrero made it clear that despite the young player's impressive success, there are still many areas for improvement. We've focused on many things because Carlos is very young and still has room to grow in several key aspects of his game and mentality, explained the former world number one. Among the areas they've addressed, concentration during matches has been a particular focus. Carlos has moments where his concentration fluctuates, leading to ups and downs during matches. It's something he recognizes and something we're working on specifically, Ferrero said. The coach also emphasized the importance of maintaining a solid mindset to perform at the highest level in all tournaments. We want Carlos to consistently show a very high level of tennis and to handle critical moments in matches with greater confidence and security, he added. With an open mind to learning and hard work, both Ferrero and Alcaraz are focused on refining every detail of his game, aiming to compete at the highest level in every tournament this season. Their dedication centers on strengthening the young Merchant player's strong points while working on specific aspects that can make the difference in crucial moments. Before tackling the first Grand Slam of the year, Alcaraz will have the chance to test himself in 2 final warm-up matches. First, he'll face American Taylor Fritz, a solid opponent with a strong standing in the circuit, offering an interesting challenge to test his current level. Then, he'll wrap up preparations against Alexei Popyrin, an Australian who is sure to have the support of the local crowd and will push Alcaraz to his limits. The Australian Open holds special significance for Alcaraz, as it is the only Grand Slam he has yet to conquer. With the work put in during the preseason, all eyes are on him to see if he can implement the improvements in his game and take another step towards solidifying his career. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, because here at Tennis Zone, we're dedicated to bringing you the best content for the best audience. We offer in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and comprehensive coverage of everything related to the world of tennis. Join our community and be part of the excitement of the tournaments with us. At Tennis Zone, we strive to provide you with up-to-date, high-quality content about players, tournaments, strategies, and the most relevant events in the tennis world.